Namaskar, I'm Harpreet Kaur and I welcome you all to our live and interactive session. You are watching us on our PMeVIDYA channel number 7 and also on our YouTube channel ncertofficial. This session is specially meant for the students of class 7 and the subject that we have taken up today is English. Today we are going to read and learn the chapter number 4 of your textbook, and the title of the chapter is The Ashes That Made Trees Bloom. The topic or the title is extremely interesting. It's a story, and what exactly the story is from, what we are going to learn from it, and what is going to be the learning outcome, all that will be discussed in this particular session. I'm sure you must be having a lot of questions. You have either read the story or you will read it with us today in the session. If there is any doubt, any query or any question that you might be having, you can contact us. If there is any feedback that you would like to share, you can also do that. Please take down our phone number, which is 8800440559. Also, you can write an email to us on dth.class7@cert.nic.in. Since you are watching us live on our YouTube channel ncertofficial, you can always go to the comment section. You can put in your questions there, comments there, and get connected to us instantly. Now, to have a conversation on the topic, the ashes that made trees bloom. Interesting topic. We have invited our expert in the studio. We are joined by Mr. Utkarsh Pandey. Sir, namaskar and welcome to the session.
Namaskar. Thank you.
Let me tell you that Sir is TGT English from Government Boys Senior Secondary School B1, Vasant Kunj, New Delhi. And with Sir, we will take this conversation ahead. And the very first question, or let me say the request that I would like to make you, is to kindly make us understand or just brief us about what exactly we are going to learn in this session and what will be the learning outcome.
So, today we are going to learn a bond, learn about a bond between a pet and its owner.
Okay.
So, the chapter is The Ashes That Made Trees Bloom. So, in this chapter, we are going to learn how a dog is devoted towards its owner.
Oh, okay.
After the death of the dog, its spirit tried to help its owner.
Oh, wow, lovely.
Yeah.
So, sir, like, is this an Indian story or a foreign story?
No, ma'am. This is a Japanese story, or you can say Japanese folk tale.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very interesting. So, sir, let's now move ahead in the session. Would you like to read the story for all of us?
Yes, sure. So this is Unit 4, The Ashes That Made Trees Bloom. Ashes. What do you understand with the word ashes?
Well, something, residual of something that has been burnt.
Yes. A residual after something burned
Yeah.
out. Okay. So, how ashes made trees bloom? Can you imagine?
No, I mean, not even in my wildest of dreams, you
Yes.
have to explain.
But in this chapter, we are going to see that
Okay.
the ashes can make trees bloom.
Wow.
It's
Interesting.
magic.
Yes.
If it were their baby, means they always carry it as like a baby. They love Muko as their own baby
Okay.
because they didn't have any child.
Okay,
They are
okay.
childless.
Okay.
So they adopted that dog. They gave it pieces of fish and boiled rice to eat. Muko also loved its noble master. So Muko loved rice and fishes. Actually, in Japan, people like to eat fishes.
Okay.
So Muko also loved its noble master because he always tried to give him delicious fishes to eat. The old man was rice farmer, means he was a farmer of rice. He worked hard with his spade from morning till sunset, means he is very, very hard working. From the morning till sunset, he worked in the field. Muko followed him every day to the field. Now Muko, as we have already discussed, that he loved its master, so he always followed him to the fields. It did not attack the white heron bird which used to kill corn bombs. Muko was very wise, you can say. He never attacked the birds which used to kill corn worms, which that we know that in the fields there are so many birds
Yes.
that used to kill worms.
Yes.
And they protect the field from the from decay and all. The farmer was kind to all the living creatures. So this is a quality of the farmer, that he was very kind and he loved the animals and all the creatures. One day the dog came running to its master. One day what happened? The dog found something hidden under the tree. It motioned him to some place behind. So he tried to tell him, there is something under the tree.
Okay.
Let's go. As the dog can't speak, so he tried to bark
Yes.
and all. The old man followed Muko to the place where it began to scratch. So the dog began to scratch some ground. So the old man used his hoe to dig the earth. So there is a word hoe. Hoe means a type of spade, a type of we can say in Hindi kudal.
Okay.
So-
Okay. The one that is used in field by the farmers.
Yes, yes, to dig the earth. So he started digging the earth and he found a lot of gold there. You can see in the picture also, after digging that ground, he found a lot of gold,
Yes.
a heap of gold. The old couple became rich, and after getting the gold, the old couple became rich. They bought land, hosted a party to their friends, and gave generously to their poor neighbors. So, what will you do if you find such kind of gold?
Well, generally people will keep the entire thing to themselves.
Yes.
You will hardly find generous individuals who will distribute the same to their neighbors or to the needy ones.
If you are greedy.
Yes, if you're greedy. Yeah.
But the farmer was not greedy. He was very kind and he always tried to help others also.
Yes.
So he invited all his friends and also to their poor neighbors. And the thing that we should know, that sometimes we find neighbors very, very cunning,
Yes.
wicked,
Yeah.
or they always
Interfering.
jealous of us.
Yes.
Have you ever had that kind of neighbor?
Yes, I have encountered such neighbors.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
So here also the neighbors were very wicked and always jealous of that old couple. So when the old couple found a lot of gold, the neighbors were not happy. In the same village there lived a wicked old man and his wife, that we have already discussed, that they are the neighbors of that old couple. They were unkind to all dogs. Means they didn't like the dogs. So sometimes when they heard of their neighbor's good luck, they called Muko to their garden and offered it fish. So थोड़ा सा लालच जब अंदर आ जाता है, तो they became greedy. And when they found out that Muko had found that treasure, so they tried to bribe Muko.
Yes.
Please find some gold for us
Us
also. But as we know that dogs are very
Selfless
creatures and
loyal to their owners.
And they catch your vibes. If you are cunning, if you are wicked, they don't like you.
Yes.
So here Muko also didn't like the neighbors, because he knew that
They're not good people.
They are not good people. They hoped that Muko would find treasure for them also. So there are big hopes. If we give some fishes to eat, some rice, it will find treasures for him also. But Muko refused to eat any fish. Means Muko didn't take the bribe. The dog took them to a pine tree in the garden, but somehow it took them to a pine tree in the garden, and the greedy old fool danced with joy. He thought that now I will find a lot of treasure and I will also become rich. He started dancing. He began to dig, but he found only a dead cat in that pit. There was no treasure, only a dead cat, a carcass of the cat. In a fit of anger, he beat Muko to death. Now this is the saddest part of the story, and the turning point also. After being angry, he beat Miyuko to death, and Miyuko died. The owners of Miyuko mourned for their pet. They put flowers and water on its tomb. Like you can say that the only eye of that couple is gone. So for showing their love, they put flowers and water on its tomb. Tomb means उसका ये जो कब्र, जिसको हम इंग्लिश बोलते हैं, हिंदी बोलते हैं कब्र.
Grave, some kind of, yeah.
So there is a word grave and tomb, both are similar.
Okay.
That night, the spirit of Miyuko appeared to the old farmer in a dream. Now, the dog loved the old couple very much, and that night, his spirit came into
Master's
dream, and it asked him to cut down the pine tree over its graves, make a mortar for rice, pastry, and a mill for his bean sauces. So his spirit asked them to cut down the pine tree. वो जो एक pine tree था जो उसके grave पे, तो he asked him to cut down and make a mortar or a kind of mill and make pastry and sell it into the market. Soon the old farmer made a hollow place in the tree trunk. He with his wife made a hammer of wood for pounding rice. They baked the pastry and suddenly the whole mass changed into gold coins. If you remember, in the past time, people used a hammer to clean up that rice. आपने कभी घर में देखा एक बड़ा सा मूसल टाइप का होता है इसको
to separate the rice from the
shaft.
Yeah.
So then they made a hammer and a mortar of that pine tree, and when they baked that pastry, suddenly the whole mass changed to gold.
That was magic.
Yeah, that is the magic. The whole thing became gold.
Yes.
The jealous old neighbor noticed bean sauce turning into gold. The old couple were rich again. Our neighbor always tried to poke in our houses. So when it became gold, they were watching from the window. And again they became very greedy.
Yes.
So the neighbors also did the same. They also made a mortar and that hammer and tried to copy that old couple. But their pastry and sauce turned into worms.
Oh.
Now this is a curse of that dog, you can say.
Yes.
The old couple made gold, and that jealous, that wicked neighbors made worms. They destroyed the mill borrowed from the old couple and burned it. So actually that wicked neighbor borrowed that mortar, that mill from that old couple.
Okay.
Yeah. And when it became, it turned into worms, they chopped it, they destroyed it and burned it.
Oh.
And there was only ashes. There were only ashes. So now our title, the ashes. So
that
here,
made trees bloom.
Here we can relate that chapter from the topic. The good old man had another dream. That night, the good old man had another dream. The spirit of their pet dog told him to take the ashes of the mill and spread it on the withered pine trees. So the dog's spirit said that, take that ash and go to your fields and spread it over your trees.
Oh.
And it will bloom. He assured him that they would bloom again. The old man brought some ashes from mill. He spread a pinch of it on the cherry tree. First of all, he tried to experiment whether it is true or not. So he put some spread a pinch. Pinch means thoda sa.
Okay.
It on the cherry tree, and the tree was covered with blossoms.
Lovely.
Now this is the magic. The tree bloomed. The greedy wicked couple gathered the remaining ashes of the wooden mill. So again that wicked neighbor, that he collected the remaining ashes. The wealthy landlord of the village was to pass by that road. Okay, so there is a word in the chapter. I have simplified this for the students. That there is a word daimyo, which means landlord.
Okay, and daimyo is a Japanese word?
Japanese word.
Okay.
Daimyo means bada and jameen.
Okay.
Myo means jameen. So daimyo जो word है basically that means landlord or jamidar,
Okay.
of the village was to pass by that road. So there is a custom. So there was a custom that if the landlord will pass through the city, pass through the village, everyone should kneel down.
Oh.
They can't look up.
Oh.
They have to lower their eyes.
Okay, okay.
In the respect. So, according to custom, all the people had to shut up their high windows. Also, they have to shut up their high windows.
Okay.
Nobody was allowed to look down on Lordship. Means no one can see him. They also knelt upon their hands and knees until the procession passed by. And until the procession passed by, they can't stand. A tall man marched ahead asking the people to get down on their knees. So there is a tall and heavy man who
is instructing people probably.
Means you can say that there is what were that term like Senapati, Lord Commander of that procession.
Yes, yes.
He always try to see that no one can stand or some that kind of thing.
Right.
Lower your eyes.
So he was instructing people to follow the norm, to kneel down and not to look on the majesty, you know, like that. Okay.
So they also knelt upon their hands and knees until the procession passed by. But the good old man didn't kneel down.
Okay.
The old man didn't kneel down. Instead of it, he scattered a bit of ashes over the withered cherry tree. Instead of kneel down, he spread a little ash on the road. Suddenly it burst into blossom. The landlord got out to see the wonder.
Lovely.
So when the tree bloomed, the landlord, the daimyo, watched it and come out from its chariot.
Okay.
Came out from the chariot and the landlord got out to see the wonder.
Lovely.
He thanked the man, offered him presents and also invited him to the castle. Instead of punishing him, he thanked the man and offered him presents, prize, you can say. Also invited him to the castle. Now again what will happen? Guess?
Maybe, I mean, he must have awarded him or something like that.
Yeah. But one thing more there is, again the wicked man is here.
Oh yes, he copied.
Yeah. He tried to copy the
good old man.
Good old man. When the greedy neighbor heard of it, he also took the magic ashes to the highway. So when he heard that this happened and the old man was awarded with presents, so he tried to do magic in his own way. So he ran towards the highway.
And he was waiting for the landlord, you know, to come along.
He waited until the landlord's train came along and instead of kneeling down like the crowd, he climbed a withered cherry tree. So he also didn't kneel down and he climbed up to a cherry tree and from there, when the landlord was directly under him, he threw a handful of ashes over him. But the tree showed no change.
Okay.
Means he copied that old man and a handful of ashes.
Yes, a lot of ashes, yes.
But the tree showed no change. But the thing that happened after it, it is very, very bad.
Okay.
You can say worst.
Okay.
The dust rather blew into the nose and eyes of his lordship. The man who was escorting the lord dragged the greedy man from the tree and threw him into the ditch. So, as he was very greedy, he tried to copy that old man, but the thing didn't happen. So, the dust rather blew into the nose and eyes of his lordship, and the man who was escorting him, he grabbed and threw him into the ditch. He also beat him soundly. The greedy man thus died in the mud, and in this way, the greedy man died in the mud.
So we can say that what goes around comes around. The way he beat Muko to death, you know, Muko to death, and the similar fate awaited for him, and of course he witnessed that.
Yes, the kind owner of Muko lived happily to green old age. After the death of that wicked neighbor, the old man lived happily, and their life became very, very good because there is no one now who will poke into their house.
Absolutely. So that was a very interesting story and wonderful explanation. Now, sir, we are left with 5 to 6 more minutes. So, do we have any exercises?
Once, please, there is word meaning. There are word meanings.
We can have a look at them.
Yeah, actually, these are Japanese words.
Okay.
Meaning. So, students must have to see once they can pause their screen and once
learn
them or write into the copy notebook.
Okay.
So
these are very beautiful words and you must write them down, learn them, and you can also try to form sentences so that you can remember them by heart forever. It's very important.
Like there is a word covetous. Covetous. That means greedy.
It's a synonym to greedy.
Yeah, synonym to greedy.
Okay.
There is the word crone. For the old woman, we can use crone. Carcass, like dead body.
Dead body.
Mourning, the expression of sorrow for someone's death. A mortar means bowl. And pounding means crushing, grinding. So there are so many words in this chapter.
Right.
The students must have to know.
Right. Another list of words is here.
There are so many words actually. And they are all new words.
And it is very important because once you start learning these words, you will increase your vocabulary, you know.
Like there is a word envious. The word, it is a synonym of jealous.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Gleamed, stingly.
Stingy, of course, miserly.
So, students can learn from these slides. And there is one more thing, questions. Actually, in class 7th or lower classes, students face very difficulty to find answers of the question because they don't know what the question is asking. Yeah, what is there in the question. So, questions that require information begin with question words, like some other questions words are when, why, where, which and how. Remember that what asks about actions and things.
Okay.
What अगर आप what का question का answer आपको देना है तो always remember that कि if there is any action or there is any thing like क्या, ठीक है, what are you doing means action. So you have to tell the action that I am reading, I am teaching, I am eating.
Right.
Right. Things, what is there in your pocket? So thing, vastu. There is a pen in my pocket. So you have to tell the thing.
Right.
Similarly, there is who. Who asks about people.
Yes.
Who are you? Who is that man? So, which asks about people or things. Like which one means. If you want, I want a pen, then which one?
Which one? Yes.
Where asks about place. This is a very easy one. Where means place. Where are you going?
Yes.
When asks about time. When are you going? When are you coming? We always ask.
Right.
Why? Asks about reason or purpose. Is there any, why are you sitting here?
Yes. Supporting statements.
Supporting statements. How? Asks about means, manner or degree.
Right.
How are you? Whose? Asks about possessions.
Okay.
So what is the meaning of possession? Do you know what is the meaning of possession?
Yes, something that you own.
Own, yes. Whose pen is this?
Yes.
Whose cup is this?
Yes.
So,
right.
So these are the some examples of question. If students want to write down in their notebook, they can pause the screen and write down these things. And also they have to practice in their regular daily routine.
Absolutely. And now I think with this it's time for me, to wrap up this session. But it was a wonderful session. We learnt a lot, sir, because we are running short of time. So, you can show this activity that is there. The next activity probably, students can, just pause the screen and take a note of it. So, if we can have just one last slide of PPT. Yes. So
okay, there is an exercise also for their practice. Okay, just we have seen that questions and their purpose or how they have to use. In this question, you can
fill in the blanks using these words, right?
Yeah.
So you can always write, take it as a homework, and you can always write back to us through email. what are these words that you're using and in which blank. So with this, it's time for me to wrap up this session over here, and I would like to thank my expert. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us and for your wonderful contribution to the session. So, dear viewers, before I leave, it's time for me to tell you about the upcoming sessions. Yes, let's have a look at the live schedule about the programs that we are going to follow in a while from now. So, just now you had the session of English, and after that, right after this, you're going to have another session which will be about Vayu. Yes, the topic will be Vayu under Samajik Vigyan. That will be the subject, followed by a science topic, chemical effects of electric current at 3 o'clock. Then from 3:30 to 4 p.m. we will bring you a topic under mathematics, direct and inverse proportions, followed by online training program in Hindi. Today will be the day 4. And last but not the least, you can have a Sahyog session at 5 o'clock titled Understanding and Valuing Diversity Through Festivals. So this is what is there for you. All these sessions have been lined up. Kindly join us and stay tuned. And till then, this is me, Harpreet Kaur, taking leave of you. Namaskar.